Hi everyone, thank you for joining me in this video today. I am Mina and I am the creator of Indexer for Figma, and I would like to show you some use cases you can achieve with this plugin. For this example, I'm using a free community project that was done by Renata Porto. Huge shout out to her, and you can get this resource on our amazing Figma community. It's called Mobile Apps Prototyping Kit. And now let's get started. So once you open the plugin, you will see two template options, the default index and the documentation. The default index is very handy for quickly creating a straightforward index and table of contents for your Figma file. Easy to navigate for if you are building someone new or one of your stakeholders, or you're handing over your project to someone. I think it's perfect. And for the documentation for those long-term projects where also not working only by yourself but also with other collaborators on the file, there you will have features like author, adding an author per each page, or also adding status about your work. So I will show you right now default index. See how you can get started. It depends on how big your file is. The plugin will take maybe a few seconds to load for you. So once you open the choice, you'll have two tabs: basic options and index creation. And we have a default value set here, index title, but you can change it. I'm gonna call it my new app. And here you have two configurations. The first one is content source, which allows you to set the source of your index. It's gonna be all the pages in your file, or you can select specific pages from your Figma file, or your current selection. You just select a frame or your canvas or any element on your canvas and it will load up here. I will go with all pages, and then we have hierarchy depths. We can go for pages only, which just gonna list the pages in your Figma file, or pages and sections, which will include the sections within your pages. Pages, sections, and frames will include the frames under those sections. So I will start with the pages and sections. I'll click continue. So here the index creation tab provide you styling options for your index. And the first one, you can see if you would like to include the default icons we provide with the index, or you can remove them. For now, I'm just gonna include them. And then you have styling options for each element or portion or parts of your index. First part is the container of your index. You can customize the background, the inner padding, and the border radius. And when we go to index title, you can adjust the font. For example, here I'm gonna set this to bold. You can change the color and also the margins around the title, and the same applies for section index item. Now I'm gonna hit and click create. So the plugin quickly creates a new page for you, and you see the magic happened here, and now you have the index. Very straightforward, direct to navigate your Figma file. So if I click in any of the sections, for example, it will take me directly to that section, as you can see here. Now I'm gonna show you the documentation and what we can do with it. So I'm gonna follow the same kind of naming for our index, my new app. I can also add status, and here I will go and select pages and sections, continue. Now we have new features. We have the author feature, we have authorship per page, and status badges. So if you choose the author, you can just write a name. It will get applied to all the pages we have. But if you would like to customize a choice per page, maybe you are part of advanced system team or working with advanced system team. One of the team members is working with you on the project, right? So maybe this is John working on the components for me for the project. So now we move on to status badges. For this part, we can add, for example, in progress. So let's assume components still in progress. Let's say about is complete, and we can also assign a prio maybe let's set our login as a very high prior item we need to deliver and work on. Now I'm satisfied with how I set things here, and I just can click continue. Now I see the same index styling options, and I can also go ahead and customize or just hit create. So the plugin also will create the index for me. Now I will see the new options. I have the status, I have the author, and it tells me how many items under this page. Same also goes for the default index when you see the number. I see here is a high prior, I see here the in progress part, and I see styles. So this is very very handy, even for staying aligned with stakeholders, and I think and I believe it's super valuable and makes our Figma files way more accessible. Thank you for joining me for this video, and see you in the next one. Ciao.